One thing that most Jeep owners have in common is we like to modify our vehicles. I mean, they're the most customizable vehicle on the road, after all. But it doesn't matter why. Okay, if you're going all out with lift and custom rims and tires and bumpers and armors and winches and recovery gear, or you're just dressing it up because you want a pavement princess or something that you're taking to work on a daily basis and you want it to look good, it really doesn't matter. Even though it's the most customizable vehicle in the world, by modifying the vehicle, you actually run the risk of very large local fines or even the risk of going to jail. So, in this video, I want to talk about the one thing that you should absolutely consider having in your Jeep that's actually going to prevent some of those big fines and probably keep your butt out of jail. And welcome back to Jeeping for Beginners, folks. Once again, my name is Josh. Today, we are actually talking about something that could literally save you thousands of dollars and even keep your butt out of jail. So if you figured out what that is already, great. I'm going to express it here in just a couple of minutes. First, I want to tell you a little bit of a story about some of the conversations that I've had with some authority figures like state troopers, local police, even park rangers over the last 10 to 15 years that's going to explain why. So, as some of you are aware, I have actually been all over the United States, up in New England, Pennsylvania, the Midwest, down south, like Texas, Alabama region, been out to Oklahoma, far west is California, been all over the country. I had the opportunity to talk to several authority figures when it comes to our Jeeps. And like I said at the beginning, we love to modify our vehicles. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, there's something I bet you didn't know. Now, of course, every state across this nation has different rules and guidelines and laws that govern exactly what it is that you can do to your vehicle. For example, out here in Nevada, this is considered an open wheel state, which means we can pretty much do whatever we want, lift it as high as we want, wide tires, loud exhaust. As long as the lights work and it passes emissions, they pretty much leave you alone. Because we don't have state inspections. But some of your states on the east side of this country do, like Pennsylvania, Maine, and New Jersey, in that area, that if your headlights are more than, what, I don't know, it was at 39 inches or 42 inches off the ground, ticket. If your auxiliary lights aren't covered, ticket. If your wheels aren't covered by your fenders, ticket. If the lift is higher than 2.5 inches, ticket. And they get really, really picky about that sort of thing. But we're not really going to discuss what the individual laws are in each state. What we're going to discuss is the dangers and the actual legalities of you modifying it. I told you right from the beginning, I've had several conversations with some law enforcement officers. Here's what's interesting is they've told me that, you know what? They really love our Jeeps. They love looking at them. They love the customization and the uniqueness of each one because it brings out the personality of the driver. And even in the eastern states and the southern states that are a little bit more strict as far as inspection goes, most of the law enforcement officers I talked to said, you know what? They're still pretty much going to let it go. And they'll leave you alone. Why? Because again, you're expressing yourself, and most of them own Jeeps themselves. So at least there's an advantage there. But there's a huge disadvantage. And one thing that every single law enforcement officer that I've talked to has clearly stated, if you get into any type of accident or incident while on a public road, regardless of what the situation is, it's your fault. It's 100% your fault. Do you know why? Because you modified your vehicle. Now, I want you to think about that for just a second. I actually asked a direct question to a state trooper one time, and I said, well, what if it is simply parked on the side of the road or in my driveway, and I'm nowhere near the vehicle, and somebody else hits it? He's like, it's your fault because you modified that vehicle. So heaven forbid there's any injuries or fatalities that go with it because they will eat you alive. So basically, what they were saying is because you modified your vehicle, you changed it from what it's supposed to be, from how the manufacturer designed it. Therefore, any safety related issues has to be your fault. Okay, so let's use the prime example of an incident that can happen on the road that you could either end up injured, paying serious fines, even lose your insurance, or depending upon the police officer or the situation, could even go to jail. And that is in a rear end collision. Now, I'm not talking about somebody hitting you. I'm talking about you hitting somebody else. Now, we all know that most of the drivers that are on the road, especially in the larger cities like Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, they're all idiots. And they're always in a hurry to get to where they're going. Okay, so let's say somebody in a tiny little Nissan Versa just whips right in front of you and then slams on the brakes. You modified your vehicle. You've got bigger tires. You've got more weight, heavier armor. It's going to take you that extra couple of seconds to stop over what it would have had you left it stock. And oops, now you ran into the back of them. One, it's one of the biggest insurance scams that actually happens all across the country. But two, without evidence and proof that you were the victim of that, then it doesn't matter. You could even take it to a court of law and a judge is going to throw it out. You modified it, you rear ended them, you're at fault, you're done. And it's going to cost you a fortune. Now, believe it or not, if you reverse that situation, and let's say you're just sitting at a stoplight, and that little Nissan Versa that's in a hurry, texting on her phone, not paying attention to what she's doing, runs right into the back of you. Now, that should seem open and shut, right? No, you modified it. You lifted it. Your brake lights aren't in the right spot. Your tires are too big. Doesn't matter. They will find a reason to nail it on you. And even in that situation, it's your fault. So, folks, I want you to think about this. What is the best insurance policy and the number one thing that you should get for your Jeep right off the bat that could actually stand up in court and help you win those battles and keep your butt out of trouble? A dash cam. Now, it doesn't matter what type of dash cam. Mine happens to be one as part of my rearview mirror assembly, but a dash cam is the number one thing I have to recommend to any new Jeep owner. Now, I know there's a lot of videos out there that encourage people to have some sort of a dash cam setup, and it's always a good idea. And I don't care what you're driving, you should have a dash cam because there really are a lot of idiots on the road. But the truth of the matter is, when it comes to the legalities of a modified vehicle, you really want that protection to support your story. Now, does it work 100% of the time? According to the law enforcement officers that I've spoken to, even with a dash cam, they can still ding you for your modifications on your vehicle for being at fault in an accident. However, when taken to a court of law, it is a live recording that is time stamped and it usually holds up and it could really save your butt. So, folks, I want you to just imagine for a second, okay? It's your pride and joy. You've put all kinds of time and effort into this thing. It's beautiful. It performs well. It's got $30,000 worth of accessories in it. And you are driving responsibly and being a good citizen. And somebody runs a red light and T-bones you. Do you really want to have to deal with the insurance companies and the legalities of being at fault in that accident because you couldn't prove that you weren't doing anything wrong? So after my several conversations over the years with several law enforcement officers, who some of which have become very good friends of mine, what I've determined is, one, you still got to drive responsibly. Two, you still got to look out for the other idiots on the road. But three, protect yourself. Okay. You can pick up a dash cam for as cheap as $40 at Walmart. You can spend $1,000 on one that integrates in 6 different places on your car. It doesn't matter. Have something to protect yourself because I don't know about you, I've got about $25,000, $30,000 in this Jeep. I don't need to compound that with $10,000 worth of fines and a possible fatality simply because I modified the vehicle. So, folks, play it smart. First things first, I would get some sort of a dash cam. Once again, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions whatsoever, whether you agree or even if you disagree with what I said in this video, please feel free, put it down in the comments below. Oh, and don't forget to like it and share it with your friends because we're really trying to get that algorithm to push these videos out and keep people interested in what we have to say here at Jeeping for Beginners. So once again, folks, my name is Josh. Stay safe, happy Jeeping, and you know what? We'll see you next time. All right, folks. So if you want a little bit more information about that particular setup that I have in the Jeep, I did make a video for that a couple of months ago. I want to put the link right about here. So go ahead and click on that, and you can check that out if you have any questions, because I know that's going to come up. In the meantime, if that doesn't interest you, you can always check out my series on Back to the Basics and what we offer at jeepingforbeginners.com. In the meantime, I'll see you over there.